People once believed that when someone dies, a crow carries their soul to the land of the dead. But sometimes, something so bad happens that a terrible sadness is carried with it, and the soul can't rest. Then sometimes, just sometimes, crow can bring that soul back to put the wrong things right.
I think this one's loaded.
Clearly the emo version of RoboCop, Brandon Lee plays a depressed makeup rock star named Eric, who dies the day before his wedding.
Who the fuck gets married on Halloween?
Everyone wants to get married on Halloween, Winston. So he comes back to life via African-American pigeon to get revenge on him and his wife's murderers. What's interesting about the crow, black animal in this movie is that not only does he guide Eric, which means once he's there, you're getting Cindy Lewd, but we also see a first-person view between him and this parrot, which means that Eric is sight-sharing. And it's established at the end that the aboriginal flamingo is what's keeping him alive, which is why the climax is all about killing the bird. As for the cool stuff Eric does, he hangs on the ceiling with his feet, and he tells everyone what will kill you and what's bad for you, and funny enough, they all listen.
Oh, yeah. I'm quitting as of now. If I live.
Morphine is bad for you. Your daughter is out there on the streets waiting for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the vampire Dr. Phil. He doesn't really have a signature weapon. In my opinion, his tears are his signature weapon, but he does have a guitar. Typical goth people. He can regenerate. The effects are really well done too. I also have a soft spot for badasses who sit down in a cool way. His face makeup was inspired by a mask, so what's the point of showing the mask? And even though he acts like your typical vampire, the fun, dark, and brooding edgelord who I like to call the cops on when I see 7 feet in front of me, he is still able to be serious too, talking about his grief and his interactions with old non-goth homies. Heck, most of these serious scenes have calm and slow music, compared to the usual music a suicidal Lon Chaney Sr. wannabe would be into. Uh-oh, he's a cuck! Cuck alert! Cuck alert! Cuck alert! By the way, ladies, is this what turns you on? Because I am not wearing that, ever. I also like how Nathan Lane Cat was able to take care of himself. I also like how in the climax his makeup is slowly fading away, showing that his mission is almost over. And, also because Brandon Lee died. So yeah, because of this character, this movie can be for conformists to society and robots like me. Now keep in mind, I'm actually afraid of goth people, so... Ah, what the hell are you? Ah, my chopper feels funny.
I'll end you! You are a fucking piece of shit! I'm going to rape you! Fuck you!
Winston from Ghostbusters plays a cop in this movie, being seen as the ally for Eddie, which causes him his job. I knew it! The cops are racist! This is an exact recreation as to why his screen time was cut down in Ghostbusters!
You need to shut the fuck up!
I also like how he's the only one who complains that Eric disappears a lot.
I knew you were gonna do that.
Then there's the girl. I don't remember her name, so I'm just gonna call her GIRL. I think you're a little too young for those fishnets, young lady. Anyway, GIRL was not only friends with Eric, but also his girlfriend as a sort of sister figure.
She's not my sister. Ella just takes care of me. She's my friend.
After Eric saves her from becoming one of those milk box kids, he tells her not so caring sex and drug obsessed mother to do better.
Your daughter is out there on the streets waiting for you.
And boom, her mother is a good mother again before she became a whore. We also get to see her grieve for the loss of Eric and his girlfriend. So yeah, I basically see her as the heart of the movie. He only gets one flower, you cunt. It is also shown that Winston and the girl have a friendship, hence why the pig fed her instead of her person with a gooch parent. And I kinda wish they explored that more, given that they both play a big role in the story, like as a father and daughter kind of dynamic, but hey. Hey, if Venkman's not gonna have kids, neither is Winston. The Crow's main motive in this movie is to kill the ones who killed him and his fiancée. I'm calling his killers the Four Caballeros. I love the circle gun scene. Heck, Eric keeps on describing the most harshest things that happened to him and his fiancée while they were murdered.
You cut her. You raped her.
Yes, I shanked her pink ass and she loved it.
On to the four caballeros themselves, we have Denzel Washington. I swear, he looks like Denzel Washington. It's not him. Then we have white guy, leader white guy, and retarded white guy.
See the grave?
They also have pretty clever deaths too. Denzel has knives all over his chest. I also like how he threatens the Mexican pawn shop owner with pouring gas everywhere. And then... Eric isn't taking any of white guy's threats seriously because we all know he can regenerate. And then there's needles all over his heart. Leader white guy blows up in a car before it can land in the water.
I just want him.
And retarded white guy faces the same death as Eric. As for the main villain, he's okay. I think this movie would have been better if it was just the four emo haters as the villains. Kinda strange for me to describe them like that because I'm one of those. And hey, the first half of the climax is at least one of them. But the main villain, who looks like an edgelord version of Val Kilmer's character in Willow, just comes out of nowhere 30 minutes into the movie. He does have good aspects about him. He's into eye sockets, and he's incestual.
Most important things I learned from my sister.
Sister? She's supposed to be your sister?
And I'm more forgiving about it because, well, he's evil. I also like how in the climax, Eddie fights him with a roof staff. I'm sorry, I don't remember what those are called. But his main henchman looks like Wesley Snipes' blade 4 years before Wesley Snipes' blade. That crow feather skin and those reflection glasses, design choices at its finest. Okay, my only flaw with the sets is the opening. Why is there edited smoke? Why can't it be real tiny smoke for a set? And why is the Aboriginal pigeon CGI in some shots when he's flying around? You couldn't do anything with green screen? Damn, Alfred Hitchcock must have really smacked Brandon Lee's ass in heaven. Now on to the good cinematography. We have the outside roofs with its black bricky atmosphere. The apartment post Brandon Lee, Eric's death, is empty with scrap paper all over the floor and stands on the roof. By the way, that cage behind the pawn shop is definitely where I'm putting Eric's girlfriend. We have unfinished construct bathroom. We have the circle door with the circle of swords. We have this big table villain room. We have the stairway to the roof of the church. Oh my god, it's Batman 89 all over again. I like that Eric's apartment is in the top middle, showing how important he is. I like how the window is still smashed, showing how Eric died. We've got a half window on the floor. And we got side cube cages. What the hell are those? Some scenes in this movie have a bloody red Brandon Lee's blood from the bullet atmosphere, whether it be the flashback scenes or all over the movie. It's pretty good. And I'm just gonna say it, this scene right here made way more sense here than it did in that Daredevil movie I reviewed.
God came down from heaven and stopped
Oh, fuck's happening? Oh, man. Shit, man. Oh, man, I see some crazy ass shit in my time, but this...
Okay, I never saw Brandon as Asian, now I do. I still don't like goth people.